London's busiest airport has announced it will limit the number of departing passengers to 100,000 a day for the next 2 months. Before the pandemic, the average number of daily passengers at Heathrow was more than double that. But authorities say airlines and ground staff cannot cope with the recent rise in passenger number. The limit comes into effect on Tuesday and will last until September. Let's speak to Andrew Charlton, who's the Managing Director of Aviation Advocacy. He's joining us live from Reading. Thanks for your time with us on Al Jazeera. So tell us in practice how this actually works.
Well, normally what happens in the normal times, what happens is airports work out how much capacity they can handle, how many passengers per day, flights per day, and they advise the airlines, and they do that about 12 months in advance. And so you never see this. What we're watching here is this happening in real life as the airlines and the airports suddenly face this enormous surge in passengers who want to travel after spending 2 years locked up and locked down. And people weren't prepared, both the airlines and the airports weren't prepared, don't have the staff recruited, don't have the staff fully trained and fully certified. So what's going to happen is by limiting the number of passengers per day, the airport thinks that its baggage systems and its ability to cope will be much better. It cuts against, it's absolutely in the face of that surge in market demand. So it's going to be very unpopular.
Right, but how does Heathrow actually monitor this?
Well, Heathrow monitors every flight. They know exactly which aircraft is coming in. And so Heathrow, and of course, they also charge per passenger loaded. So Heathrow have the data. So what they've done is written to airlines and told them that they must not operate various flights. Generally, they've gone to airlines that have more than one flight a day to particular destinations, and they've said, please only operate one flight rather than 2 flights, and try to limit it that way. At one level, from the airline side, it's a gift because, of course, what they have to do, what they're allowed to do now, of course, is if the number of seats they're offering is limited, they can improve the prices, they can increase the prices.
So do you think that this is an effective solution to deal with all of the problems and the travel chaos that have been witnessed not only at Heathrow, but obviously other airlines around the world?
Well, not only Heathrow by any means, practically every airport and wherever you look in Australia, in the United States and Europe. Is it a good solution? It's an interim solution. It's better than the chaos we're currently seeing and better than the holidays that are being ruined. So it's very much an interim solution, though, and it's clear that we need to get back to normal operations and start to do those things. For that, no one was ready for this massive surge when the sanctions were when the restrictions and the health measures were lifted, and so it's better than nothing. That's a terrible answer, but it's better than nothing.
And do you think that we're going to see this implemented in other airports across the world?
Well, of course, Heathrow, as you said in your intro, is the busiest airport in Europe. So by definition, if Heathrow's flights are cut, then a number of airports will suffer because flights from Heathrow won't go there. But yes, we've already seen this in Amsterdam. We've seen this at Gatwick as well as at Heathrow. We've seen this at a number of other airports around Europe. Mainly, it's that Frankfurt has done it as well. So largely, it's the big hub airports that are going to suffer this first and foremost. But it's the only way I think open in the short term to the problem.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for speaking to us from Reading. We appreciate your time. Andrew Charlton, thank you.